Good morning, my brothers and sisters, on this, our 233rd episode of the Good Morning Guys podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we talk about the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and play. Now, one of our hosts in this quadfecta, the Brazilian mountaineer and transition ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher, is, of course, deceased.
Yeah, he just like all of a sudden just died.
Just up and died.
Gone.
Yep.
Gone. May he rest in peace.
So
may he rise again.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So of course he's not with us tonight, but who we do have tonight is wow, and I've lost my spot.
Oh no! Everything was going really.
I don't know who I'm with. Who are you guys?
I don't know who I'm with.
Okay, so the executioner of fake news and spoilers, Mr. Patrick Novosel.
Hi, my name is Patrick, and you are?
I don't know.
He is Carcass.
Where are my notes? I don't know who I am.
Crap, I didn't bring any either.
And then, of course, that other voice you hear is the volleyball and beast of the East who can make you laugh in 3 words or less, Mr. Ronnie Johantes.
Yeah, I think if somebody really does ever die on the show, it's just going to shut the show down because we're insensitive about it.
Yep.
We're so insensitive. Every time somebody's gone, they're actually dead.
They're like, so when's he coming back, huh? When's he coming back?
He has left this planet.
And, of course, the one remaining person on this podcast, the guy with music in his heart, Doctor Who on his brain, and La Carreta in his old stomacho. That'd be me, Mr. Marc Boucher. Hello.
Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Greetings.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi.
Salutations.
If you are a new joiner here, well, welcome. And if not, well, welcome back. And as you can tell, we are down one person, but we're going to pretty much jump into all the life updates. I'm going to go ahead and start with Ronnie.
Whoa, I thought you were just going to take the reins and be like, I'm going to start. This is my
like
show.
it.
I did. I felt like he was just putting his foot down.
I will remain humble and let you guys go first before I go ahead.
The power went to your head already.
Yes. Unlimited power.
This show is about me and nobody else.
I will talk the entire hour. Oh, man, I have been on a sabbatical, I guess. That's what you want to call it. Was it been 3 weeks, 2 weeks?
I know.
Like
How'd you get out of that grave of yours?
Feels like it's been a long time. Yeah, I just rose. Yeah, man, it's been I would say it's been crazy, but it's been ultimately like just incredibly boring. So Elizabeth, obviously with her being pregnant, this first this first 3 months or whatever has just been rough. So a lot of nausea pretty much every single day. However, I think in the last 5 days, 4 of them have been like good ones.
Good.
So,
Good.
So things are really starting to
Turning a corner here.
turn the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were hoping that would be the case. I think a lot of times people get pregnant in that first, 3 months or so. A lot of people are sick. So it's nice that she's doing that. She definitely. It's kind of funny. It's almost like I woke up one morning and just bam. Just popped right out. You know what I mean? That bump is out there now. So,
yeah.
But yeah, it just happens overnight, really, it seems like.
Nice.
But she seems to be doing better, and that's awesome for us.
How far along are you? Or is she?
She is like 14, 15 weeks. Something like that. So it's still pretty early.
How soon
we just got out at first.
Oh, go ahead.
We just got out of the first what are they called?
trimester.
I know nothing. I just act like now that I hear people say stuff,
like
I just say
Babies for Idiots for Men.
Actually, I have this app on my phone. I don't remember what it's called, but Elizabeth downloaded it for me.
How big is the baby now? Like a carrot or something?
I think on this app there's something about a small lizard. It's a bizarre.
You're on.
Yeah, dude. Wait till you hear this app. So first of all, it's called Daddy Up, and it's got like a pine tree instead of the A. and daddy.
Mm-hmm.
In this scenario, I'm the lumberjack, basically. And it's all this like forest, woods, this whole
Sounds
get
like there's
up
like
theme.
mini games in here.
Yeah, she's like my lumber Jill.
Nice.
Okay.
It says lady clues, like it gives me all the things that she may be experiencing. Week 14 tips that it gave me this week is, have you been eating for two? Question mark. Don't do it. It's a trap. It's possible that I've been doing that. I don't know. We haven't really been going anywhere.
This is for you?
Yeah. Hey, don't get too fat. You're not pregnant. You're just a fat guy. No, but it's funny. It actually has like good information. It's just all in like lumberjack kitschy like theme. So like every time I read it, like I just laugh about it.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it is good information. It says this week, it says your cub all the time. It says your cub size. Your cub is the size of a veiled chameleon hatchling.
Oh,
I don't know what that
oddly
is.
specific.
Elizabeth read that to me. I was like, well, how big is that? Like, why was it something universal that everybody would know?
Yeah, it's
And it shows a little picture of a little bitty like
It's like it's the
chameleon.
size of an avocado.
Oh yeah, look at this little guy.
Yeah, I was like, how is there
Little
not
guy.
a fruit? Yeah, how's there not a fruit?
Hopefully it doesn't look like that.
I think it could. It could. It's gonna have like a little crappy red beard on it, probably.
Congratulations, it's a lizard baby.
Yeah, lizard people. all the conspiracy theories about the lizard people. That's true.
Now, are you guys going to keep the gender a surprise, or are you going to actually find out?
We are going to find out.
Cool.
I think just being prepared is a big thing. You know what I mean? Like buying a lot of stuff, and if you didn't know the gender, it'd be harder to buy some stuff. You know, maybe you wouldn't buy a color that you would normally buy.
Stuff.
Yeah, super neutral.
Yeah. So we're gonna find out, and I think we're just gonna maybe do something small for the parents with one of those little like party popper confetti things that just like blow out the confetti that's whatever color.
Yeah.
But we'll already know. So
nice.
We'll already know. My mom actually has been like, man, she's been breathing down my neck about it. Like worse. Like I actually had like so I had to lie to her for like 2 months about, obviously I knew Elizabeth was pregnant and I couldn't tell her. So I kept literally just like brushing her back with like just a sprinkle of lies every week. And it worked because she was totally surprised when we told her. So it was really, really cool. But now she's really on to me about lying. So like I fooled her once. I don't know if I'm gonna get her this time. She's been like, when's the appointment? When are you guys getting the test or whatever? And I guess it comes with like some blood work that has to be done or whatever. Like within the blood work, you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
So no, we haven't, haven't done that whole thing yet, but
sure,
that's probably coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't know exactly when that you're able to.
No, I think she can do it now.
Yeah,
she can do it now.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna wait a little longer? Like I think when we
probably
found
not.
out,
I would say it's gonna happen in the next
weeks or something like that.
I would say probably the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
She'll have the appointment and then whatever that stuff like takes it to get back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's been eventful. Well, I mean, realistically, it's been very uneventful because we haven't left in like 3 months. But also, I will tell you, I love it as an excuse to get out of everything that I have to do.
And it won't change.
Yeah. That's going to be the best thing.
I gotta get out.
I was like, people are like, oh, you want to go out to dinner? I'm like, I can't. Elizabeth's sick, she's pregnant, sick, and what, I just got to be here,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been nice from that standpoint. However, it's been like, when she was sick, she was sleeping just, earlier, and man, it's no fun. Like when one of your loved ones is sick, you know what I mean? Like it's just, you could just sit there. Like obviously, I did this to her, which is I just feel even worse now. My contribution was minuscule compared to what she's going through. But yeah, it always just, hearing like somebody throw up is the worst thing ever,
Probably won't be the last time you hear, you did this to me.
Yeah, I don't think so. She's like the nicest. She's like the nicest person ever. So, that's why I needed her. I needed her to like level me out. So yeah, that's been pretty much real life. that stuff is going on. As far as like TVs, movie stuff, I haven't really started anything like new lately. I'm still kind of like catching episodes of that 1923, and I'm not really sure. It's on Paramount Plus, apparently on the Paramount Plus app, but we have Paramount through I think Amazon Prime maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different. They don't release like brand new episodes and stuff like that. So I've been kind of just like watching them as I notice they're there.
Yeah.
I do really like both of those shows, Yellowstone and 1923. I think they're pretty awesome. I was a little curious how Harrison Ford would be like kind of as an old cowboy. But he's really good, honestly. He does a really good job in it.
Nice. Speaking of Amazon, have you checked out the new season of Carnival Row with Orlando Bloom?
I haven't, but it's because I don't think the full season's out yet.
Oh, really? Is that
there's only a couple episodes out there?
Okay.
We were gonna start that I think this weekend, and we found out that they don't have the full season yet, so we're gonna hold until we can binge it.
Nice.
But no, that I am excited about that show. That was a really cool. The world of that like show was really cool. So, outside of that, I did watch the new Nate Bargatze special.
Yeah.
There you go.
Man, he is hilarious. I always appreciate so much more a clean comic. I think in order for them to be funny, like you just have to do so much more, you know. But yeah, man, his dry sense of humor like has me literally laughing the whole time. Like it just cracks me up. Like he's so serious like about stuff. Like
and he doesn't like crack a smile. Like
yeah, he delivers
he's so
them
frustrated,
like,
but it looks like he's frustrated. But man, he's hilarious.
Yeah, like when he was talking about his sibling, like his younger sister, like I was dying the whole time. Like he said, like when my parents had me, like we were poor, you know, like we were dirt poor. And he's like, and when they had my sister, my parents were trillionaires. It's like saying that they, you know, he's like, we lived in a small house, and then like with my sister, we lived in a mansion. Like he just kept going on, and there's a lot of similarities, I think, like growing up with a younger sister, like just that whole thing. So
yeah,
it was really good. Outside of that, though, I've only been playing one game. I don't know if I've even really told you guys about this game. I think I might have. It's been a while though. I have been addicted to a new game for the past 3, 4, 5, 35 weeks.
Okay.
Stranded deep still.
Minecraft.
Oh,
wow.
Minecraft. Yes, you talked about that.
Yeah. No, I've been totally addicted to that game. It's a great game. It really has almost everything that I like about it. It's man, it's just there's so many things to figure out. You know what I mean? Like I'm still watching videos like on today. I think I watched a Potions 101 like video just to like figure out the basics because you don't really know anything. But yeah, man, it's really fun. Me and my buddy Kevin have been playing pretty much every night. You know, he'll jump on and we'll go just cave diving for a few hours and exploring and stuff. So it seems like we find out like something new about the game like every week, and then but yeah, it really is just like the universe. Everything's well thought out. Everything's very simple in the way it works. I've been like building like farms, and not farms like in the traditional way. I mean farms like one of them is an iron farm. And basically the way you build this is you build a giant hole. There's like 20 beds strategically placed, and then you have to breed villagers. You have to breed up like 20 villagers, and that then creates a iron golem spawn, which you are killing the iron golems constantly for the iron. But that stopped working because cat spawns and golem spawns can disrupt each other, and I spent probably 3 hours in a wormhole of like trying to figure out internally how this game works. So it's still not working. So there's that.
You know what's crazy? That game came out in 2011.
I know.
People are still playing that game.
I know.
People
I was
are
actually
still finding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we can hear.
Yeah. It really, you know what? I remember when I saw it, obviously I saw it years ago, and it's like, you know, I just don't want to, it doesn't really seem like there's much of a purpose to that game. And then I like played Ark, you know, for a couple of years solid. And I was like, well, I do like games without a purpose, I think. So there are some bosses and stuff in that game, but for the most part, it's an open world explorer, just
Right.
make it your own type deal. And
Mhm.
yeah, man, we've been having so much fun with it.
Nice.
So one of these days,
Sweet.
Pat, I'll have to shoot you an invite to you can come over and see our world or whatever. There's this new Realms thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have heard of that. That Minecraft, I guess, came out with, and what it basically is you can pay to have them run a server for you. So that server's up all the time. Your friends can join whenever. Basically, your world's always running in the background. So I might actually do that.
Oh,
I'm not sure about it yet, but
how much is that?
like $8 a month for like unlimited people. If you want like I don't know, like 2 or 3 people, I think you can do like $4 a month, like a different server that has like a max.
A max like concurrent users?
Yeah,
on
I
the
guess
server?
it's like half of that, like 3 or 4. But I would probably do one so I could at least have 4 or 5 people, I would assume.
Yeah.
And $8 a month is, I don't love that, but for a few months while I play it, I think that any of us, I didn't pay anything for the game, so
Yeah, right.
but they do have, I think, every version of this game that, I mean, there's a version of Minecraft like in every world with every type of everything.
Oh, yes.
The one that really drew me in is there's a dragons one,
Nice.
which looks awesome. Basically, you can I think you can customize like your own dragons and you fly them around in game, like in the world. Like it looks really cool. So I may end up in that as well.
Nice.
I think that's it for me though.
Sweet deal. So Patrick,
Yes.
how goes it?
It goes. I my life front is, I mean, same old, same old. Nothing has happened in the past week that is of note.
Isn't that the way you like it though?
I mean, yeah, it's just like it's just running through the motions. There wasn't like, we didn't go to any parties or any get-togethers. We got some things that are coming up, and then like next month. So I got some things coming up, but we're in like a little bit of a lull right now where there's really nothing going on. But my son asked me a question this past week, which was really, really nice. And he's
thought it was
like,
gonna be a different kind of question.
and he was like, "Hey, do you want to watch some wrestling?" And I'm like,
"Oh man,
what?" He's like, "Yeah, here there's a elimination chamber or something this weekend." And I was like, "Yes, that is tonight."
As a matter of fact, there is.
Yeah. So he's like, "Can we watch it?" And I was like, "Yes, we can." So we watched some elimination chamber, and it started at like 8:00, and it went until around 11. But it was like 10:20, 10:25, and he was like, and it was like getting to almost to the main event. And so he's sitting over on the couch. We're watching on the couch, and he's like, "Hey, I might fall asleep. Can you just not yell during the main event?" And I was like, "Buddy, let's just go to bed." So we went to bed, and then we watched the rest of the pay-per-view the following day. But it was just like one of the, sometimes, like, Ronnie, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get this.
The universe
is just the questions that you get are just the most like the questions that you want to hear when your son or your daughter wants to do something with you, and the stuff that you enjoy. And it's a feeling that is like almost indescribable. How the joy of being able to share your love for something with your child, which was really nice, because he's never asked to watch it before.
yeah,
I've taken him to a couple of wrestling events, but that was because, hey, they're coming to town. Do you want to come with me? And he's like, yeah, I'll go. So, but this was the first time that he asked to watch wrestling with me. So that was really
awesome.
fun. Yeah.
Does he want to does he say anything about continuing to watch those events or whatever? Or?
So,
I mean, obviously he's got probably
Raw,
a million
Raw is
on
Mondays and SmackDowns is on Fridays, and I started to watch.
SmackDowns used to be Thursdays.
It used to be back on.
I remember
back on like UPN, Star 64, whatever it used to be.
Okay.
Wow.
I was like, man, I thought it was Thursday for some reason, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know when it changed to Friday, because then again, I didn't watch wrestling for 20 years or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was watching a little bit tonight to catch up from Monday Night Raw, and he's like, "Hey, what are you watching?" I was like, "Raw," and then he just left. So it was like, he's like, "I'm only here for the premium live events, sir. I don't care about
the death matches."
Yeah, I don't care about the week to week stuff. I'll catch they do like the lead up during the premium live events, like before the match, like they replay all the stuff that happened the previous like 4 to 6 weeks. So he'll just watch those, which is fine, because I mean sometimes you're watching Raw, you're like, man, I need to fast forward this.
Not every match is like your favorite thing.
Like, what is this match on for? This is just filler. What is going on here?
I saw that our buddy Gabe got to do some voiceover promo.
Oh my gosh! So I was watching it, and Gabe Patillo from the Married to the Games podcast, and he's also from Toby Mac and the
Diversity?
Diversity.
Yes, Diverse City.
Yes, Diversity. And so he's like the hype man for Toby Mac, and so he's been doing a lot of voiceovers. You hear him a lot on ESPN. He does a lot of like the hockey, the baseball. I don't know if he's done football yet or not, but he did like the intro for the Elimination Chamber for WWE, and I was like, I can't believe Gabe's doing this, and he never said anything. Like, so it was really, really cool to hear his voice. Yeah. But yeah, outside of that, I've been watching The Last of Us. I know we haven't really mentioned it when we're giving our life updates, because I mean, it's a littered with spoilers. I mean, it's a story that you have to experience. If you haven't played the game, then we're not going to talk about it on the podcast. But what I want to say,
visitor here.
Yeah, what I want to say is, it feels like the Last of Us TV show is like gives you background to some of the things you miss in the game.
Yeah.
And kind of vice versa, where I played the game multiple times, and they tell a similar story. Some of it is different, some of it is new, but some of it's stuff like you're like, oh, so that's what happened behind the scenes. Or when this person was over here, you hear about their story before they meet up with the main characters, which is really, really cool to see that kind of the way they tell the stories. And it is its own story. It's not trying to be the game at all. And what's crazy is the main actors were told not to play the game because they wanted them to be these characters, the way they are directed, the way they're told, the way it's written, and just the way they do it like spot on. And it's really, really awesome to see the way it's done. We're 6 episodes in, and it's going along. It's the same story arc, but some of it they're taking different steps here and there. Some of it is directly verbatim from the games in certain scenes, which is really, really fun to see. And then so I'm watching these first 6 episodes, and it feels like that they are going to do the whole first game in the first season. It feels like it. But sometimes, it doesn't. It's like, oh, they're taking their time. At this point in the game, I'm like 75% of the way through, but it's only 5 episodes in. We got 5 more episodes, so I don't know how what if it is, but I'm assuming that's the way it's going to work. While I'm watching those, I'm also listening to the Last of Us official podcast by HBO, hosted by Troy Baker, who does the voice of Joel. And then the other guys that are on there are the creator of the TV show and the writer of the video game, and they give you background to things you missed, Easter eggs, like motivations for certain characters as to why they acted in a certain scene. It is like watching the show and listening to the podcast. I feel like you need to do both, because it's so well done. Because my wife and I just watched episode 6 last night, And on my way to work, I'm listening to the podcast. I'm like, oh, that makes more sense.
So is it like a review of each episode, basically, like the podcast? Or?
It's not really a review. It's more of a walkthrough of the episode, and they tell you why a certain character acted this way, and it's because I'm watching the episode 6, and I'm like, what's happening here? And so I listen to the podcast and they tell you exactly what's happening, why it's happened, and what led up to that moment. And so it's really, really well done. I highly recommend, if you're going to watch the Last of Us show, or you're currently watching it, check out the Last of Us official HBO podcast. It's amazing. Ronnie, you were going to say something?
Yeah. So it's not like, when you first said it, I thought it's like The Talking Dead at first, but The Talking Dead is more of just a discussion about the show and what people think.
So like
they're actually saying
it's the creator of the show and the writer of the game. So they talk about how they kind of morphed these characters in an adaptation from the game. And then they talk about differences. Like Troy Baker, he was the voice actor for Joel, the main character in The Last of Us. So he has a little bit of a connection to it. So he's like, what was your decision in making it this way? Or this certain character acted this way. What led up to that? Or why did you make that decision? And they talk about like the little background of, their motivations of it. And it's
cool.
It's really well done.
It's more like a commentary track.
Yeah, and it's kind of like Mark, what you do with Memory Unlocked, where you talk about something and then you play a clip of what you're talking about. That's the way the show is they talk about a scene plays, whether it's like 10, 15, 20 seconds or whatever, and then they talk about that. And so it's so awesome. I highly recommend anybody who's going to be watching this show to check this out week to week. For those that binge it, you're kind of miss some of it. Yeah. One of the things I like about this going week to week is you watch an episode and then you listen to the podcast.
Right.
So it's nice the way it's done right now. So
yeah. Sweet deal.
The other thing that I watched was Ant-Man. I went to go see Ant-Man Quantumania.
There you go.
Which you can't spell Quantumania without Ant-Man. A little tidbit there.
Did they say that in the movie?
No, so the opening crawl, it says Ant-Man and then Quantumania comes out of Ant-Man. So it was like,
I got you. That's kind of cool.
Oh, it was pretty cool. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. It is a Marvel movie through and through. It is not the best Marvel movie. It's not the worst Marvel movie. I had a good time with it. But we will talk about that on our next episode when we talk about the Quantumania spoiler cast. But yeah, I enjoyed it. If you're sticking with the Marvel train, you've watched everything up until now, definitely do go see it for sure.
Yep, absolutely.
I actually think so. I have a different perspective to bring to this. I think I'm just burnt on Marvel.
Oh my gosh, I don't. Yeah, a lot of people are.
I don't even like to say it. Like it doesn't feel good to say that. But like I haven't even watched like the Black Widow still. Like there's a bunch of stuff that's piled up, and I just, man, I think it was just so much at once, and it could be like also because of the way that I did it. You know what I mean? Like I watched them all pretty in a short amount of time. So
right.
But yeah, man, it just feels like so much, like always something else, and it's like, oh man, I don't know if I can handle anymore.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I am not quite there yet, but it's like I didn't even realize that Ant-Man was coming out because I'm not like in tune to it as much as I was. I love Ant-Man. I love Paul Rudd. I love that character. And then Mark had said something like, "Hey, who's going to see Ant-Man this weekend?" And I was like, "Oh, that's this weekend? I didn't even realize."
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I totally get it for sure.
So obviously,
I think a lot of people are like that, but yeah, I don't know. It's just I know that I'll catch back on it at some point, but it is one of those things where I just have a hard time right now.
It was just
getting myself in.
Endgame was just so like chef's kiss to
Pinnacle.
the end of that story, and it feels like they're continuing it, and it doesn't have that original magic that I think that Marvel used to have.
It doesn't feel like it's building. It just feels like there's extra little side pieces they're trying to give us.
Now, I think Ant-Man is really the jumping off point to the next phase, to what they're building towards. Kind of like what Iron Man 1 was. You know, hey, this is the start of it, and we're building up to something. And I feel like Ant-Man Quantumania was like that.
Right.
How that's all going to play out, I mean...
Did they mention like another Avengers and when that was going to happen?
Yep.
Yeah.
When's that supposed to happen?
Two of them in 1 year.
They're going to be making Avengers movies for the rest of our lives. I'm going to tell you that right now. They make too much money for them to not make them. But I will honestly, like, there's no way that I can't like not watch an Avengers movie.
Yeah, they have Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars.
Oh, that's right. The Kang Dynasty.
They're coming in 2025. So, yeah, it's going to be a minute.
That'll be Mania. That'll be Marvel Mania when those come out for sure.
Yeah.
Marvel Mania. Hey, speaking of Mania, WrestleMania is coming out in about 5.5 weeks.
Whoa.
2-night affair. Not one night anymore.
Is that when you won't be on the show anymore?
Oh, man. And then lastly, I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. Like, it is a game.
How do you like that?
Oh, dude. Like, I wouldn't have thought that it was like, hey, you have your room of requirement and you can grow plants and plant seeds and you can grow this stuff. I'm like, that sounds like garbage. But when you start doing it, you're like, this is
sounds
fantastic.
Like Minecraft.
This is great. Like, you have to go buy seeds or get fertilizer, and you have to be able to have enough coin or enough time, because once you plant something, it's not like it grows instantaneously. You have to wait like a period of time. Like, if you want to grow a mandrake, it takes 10 in-game minutes for it to grow.
So I got a little bit of a gripe on that, just because there's also, you can capture beasts.
Gripe alert.
You can capture beasts in this game.
Yeah.
And there's also breeding. You can breed different
animals. I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Oh, sorry. I don't know.
No, that's okay. That's not really a spoiler.
Yeah, you can breed animals. And when you breed, 30 minutes.
Well, they breed in 30 minutes?
That's it?
That drives me nuts. Like,
you build an army.
Because it's a quest. It's a
quest.
Day.
Oh, so you have to set it and then like go make
off
some pizza.
And do other stuff.
Yeah.
Watch
a show.
Granted,
you just leave your controller there.
Yeah.
And it's specifically in-game minutes.
Right.
Because I started breeding and then I shut the game off.
Oh no.
And when I came back to it, automatic 30 minutes.
Dang it.
Yeah. So
your gripe is that it's too long.
Yeah, I just don't like that it's so long.
I got you.
If it was like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, I'm like, okay, that's fine. And most of the like the like the plants and stuff like that, they're like 5-10 minutes. Okay.
Right.
But 30 minutes?
You can hear something hilarious. So in Arc, when you actually play on like the standard rules, which are impossible.
Yeah.
But the standard rules, if you have like a Giga, which is like one of the biggest dinosaurs, if you have the egg, it actually takes about 2 weeks for it to fully mature.
Oh my gosh.
2 actual weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's meant to be done on a server, so like time is just taking all the time, but it is actually like 2 weeks. It's a ridiculous game. There's stories where people have like taken an egg, like after you breed it, like it takes a certain amount of time, and it could be like a week of time, before you can breed it again.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody in your clan accidentally does it, you're stuck waiting a week again. Like, it's crazy stuff.
Yeah. So I'm having a good time with Hogwarts Legacy. There's a lot of stuff to do. I'm like, I get home, have dinner, hang out with the kids, and I'm like, all right, before the podcast, I'm going to do a quick side mission. 40 minutes later, I finished the side mission. Like, these aren't small. Some of them are small.
Yeah.
Side missions.
Do you know in advance, or it's just
no
random? You don't know.
No, like this one was a meaty one, and it was like, hey, here's 4 puzzles you have to figure out. I'm like, oh gosh, I got to figure out these puzzles. But the puzzles aren't too bad. But then you just kind of like, if you sit there and you Revelio and try to like figure out what things are around you, and You'll eventually get there. It's when I say eventually, it's like 2 minutes. It's not like a long time to figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, so this, these I have to do these 4 things, and it took like 10 minutes, and then you got to do a couple other things and talk to people, and then you got to go across the map, and then just some of it's a little.
Have you always been a Harry Potter fan?
No.
Or has it been like one of those side things that you're okay with? But
I watched all of them up through maybe I didn't watch the last one or the part 2.
I haven't watched the last couple, or the last maybe 3.
But last year or the year before, when Claire was into Harry Potter, we watched it all through in a couple weeks.
I got you.
And so I knew enough about it to be interested in Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
And so
Elizabeth is playing that alongside you guys.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Nice.
She's computering it up.
Yeah. It's good. It's fun. I mean, it's
probably really awesome.
One of those games where it's just like you could play. I don't know how long this game really is, but it's like right now I will probably look and I have 1 main mission, but like 25 side missions available to me.
Oh man, there's so many.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do a main mission. Then I do a side mission, which I did tonight, and it took 40 minutes. So I'm like, do I need to do all 25 of these going to be this long? But no, some of them are just like, go kill 3 spiders and then come back. That's not really.
I've definitely heard some good things. I would have 100% been playing it alongside you guys if I didn't accidentally get addicted to Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
Well, what's nice about some of the side missions, you pull up your quest, pull up the side missions, and it tells you what reward you're gonna get.
Right.
So whether that's gonna be an outfit or a new spell. So I'm just working on like Crucio right now. I don't know what that is. Apparently, it's like a curse or
unforgivable curse.
Yeah. So I'm working on that one right now.
And Mark, you are a Harry Potter fan. Is that my understanding?
There are probably many that are bigger Harry Potter fans than I am, but I have read several of the books. I have seen all of the movies. Yeah, I would consider.
I mean, it is a really cool world that has been created. I mean, it's an awesome universe. It really is.
It really makes me want to go watch the Harry Potter movies again.
Star Wars.
It really does.
Little wands instead of lightsabers.
Yep.
Yep. But yeah, that's about it for me.
Nice.
Last but not least, Mark.
Carcass.
What's up, Carcass?
Yeah. So keeping it on the Hogwarts Express.
Yeah.
I'm also playing Hogwarts Legacy. I've got to be like 25, 30 hours in, something like that. Yeah. I've been
Are you getting tired of it yet? That's a lot of time.
No.
Nice.
Like I'm scared for this game to end. That's how good this game is. Like,
that's good.
I'm wondering, like, okay, let me go do some side quests before I don't want to touch this main mission or anything.
Man, that's how you know you're sucked into it.
Yep.
And these side missions, none of them are the same.
Right.
Yeah,
they're
that's
all different, which really makes it a good, nice variety.
How do you guys feel about it being Game of the Year now?
I don't know.
Now that you've played it,
I don't know about Game of the Year, just because there are some major heavy hitters for me coming out this year.
Yeah, that's true. Diablo 4 is going to be,
but it will be on the top list. I will say that.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, but we've got Zelda and Spider-Man 2 and
WWE 2K23. Yeah.
None of those games are Diablo 4.
Diablo 4 for sure is going to be winning some Game of the Year awards. For sure.
Yeah,
it's going to be hard to ignore
that game. I just know it is going to be.
It's Diablo, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm absolutely having a great time with this universe. The attention to detail in this game is ridiculous, and you start walking through these different locations. Like Hogwarts is so detailed and in depth, and the
game looks incredible.
And you just stop. You're like, oh, I'm in Dumbledore's office. Holy crap! Like, it's not his office yet because this is like 100 years before the events of Harry Potter. But like, for the most part, it looks the same, and like all these different places that you've seen in the movies and read about in the books. Like, there's like a bunch of like TikTok videos and stuff where if you look at it, like they match up the actual sections, like the audiobook, and they match it to wherever you are in Hogwarts Legacy, and it's amazing how much detail they've paid attention to in terms of making this game.
Did you guys, so at the beginning of this game, did you guys like have to go to the sorting hat?
Yep.
Yeah.
And do you get like any leeway on that, or do they get to just
You get to choose.
You do
Yeah, so they give you like questions, like the hat asks you questions, and then he says, based on your answers, this is your house. But you can also just choose not to choose that house and pick a different one.
What house are you guys in?
I'm in Slytherin.
You would be.
Yeah, that's right.
Naughty man.
I do side missions for people and make them reward me with a fee. Every time I'm like, hey, here's your things you made me collect. I want a fee.
That's exactly how I would do it.
I am a Ravenclaw, although the game suggested Hufflepuff to me first, and I was like, no, absolutely not.
Have you guys ever taken the test outside of the game, like to see what you would get?
I took it, and I was on Gryffindor, and I was like, no way.
I was Gryffindor too.
Yeah.
I was Ravenclaw.
Oh,
actually, one of my buddies got that same got Ravenclaw as well. My one of my other friends, Chad, you met him, Patrick, but he thinks I just manipulated the test like to get what I wanted. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go through the whole process. You've got classes you have to go to and stuff. Obviously, they make it fun, but you learn your spells that way and all that kind of stuff. And
yeah, I've seen some of like the cutscenes and stuff. Just watching her play a little bit. I mean, like I said, it looks like a beautiful, beautiful game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
tons of talking, so much talking, but
a lot of interesting. It's very
a lot of the
interesting.
Conversations are interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if you really like Harry Potter, I mean, this is like the mecca of games for you.
It is. It really is.
The nice thing is, like, I'm a bit of a speed reader, so I will read I've got the subtitles on.
Oh, you do?
So I'll read the subtitles before they're even done talking, so I'll just skip past.
Now, when you play games, do you usually have subtitles on, or do you leave them off, or is it game by game?
It's game by game. Typically, I like to turn them on just because I want to be able to catch everything that's being said.
I live my life by subtitles.
Do you?
Do you do that with movies as well and
movies,
TV shows?
TV, I have it on all the time.
Really?
Sometimes, yeah. Not every movie, but
normally I didn't do it with Hogwarts because it wasn't a default setting. Usually, default setting they have subtitles on.
Yeah.
But this game didn't, so I didn't have it on. But with movies and TV, I don't have them on because I can read lips and I can see, even if I don't understand what they're saying, I can read the lips. But with games, not all the games have like the best lip movement, so subtitles are a big deal for sure.
Yeah.
So one of the things I think one of the reasons I didn't used to do that that came in, and that came with Elizabeth actually. She just listens to things at like a lower volume, I think, than I would listen to things, and I've kind of like just morphed into doing that also. Like now I have like, if somebody has like a loud TV, like when I go over to my parents, like their TV is it's so bad now that I can barely even sit in the room. I'm like, man, every time they get up, I just like reach over and turn it down. But now that everything's low, like now the volume's low and stuff like that, I just like have naturally become like comfortable with subtitles. Like even if I can hear it, I'm still like kind of paying attention with subtitles. And like Mark said, sometimes you just outread whatever's going on. But also, like if I'm like in the kitchen and like the TV's on and I'm just watching, like I can see those subtitles over there. You know what I mean? Like, so. But yeah, I don't know how that happened. It just now everything's always on subtitles.
Yeah, it's just sometimes I miss things, like they don't say something clearly or something like that, and I want to hear what's being said.
Yeah, I definitely get it when you're watching or playing a game, watching a movie, TV show, and someone has like a thick accent.
Yeah.
Like I watched Jack Ryan, and they're all over the world. I was like, that's a show that I have to have subtitles on.
Right. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm very much still enjoying the old Hogwarts Legacy. Gonna keep going with it. I don't know how close I am to the end, but
have you looked at the mission list? Like if you went online, went to Hogwarts Legacy mission list.
Not the full mission list. No.
This is a game though. You could go back and like even after you finish it, you could just go back and like do another playthrough, like with a different house. I would assume there's all a bunch of different stuff, right?
There is some stuff.
Yeah, there's
something, not
not
everything.
enough.
Not
enough.
enough
okay.
to go for a full playthrough, but there's like some houses have like one or two extra things. Like
Okay.
I believe there's a Hufflepuff.
So that's why you're
mission.
afraid it's going to end.
Yeah. There's a
Because
Hufflepuff mission where there's an extra place that you go to. I don't want to say specifically what it is, but yeah, there's an extra place that you go to that you don't necessarily get to go to other places, but it's not like vastly different or anything like that.
I gotcha.
But yeah, so still playing that. Still rocking the Fortnite train. Been playing with several friends in the community, of course, the Facklers and Tim Pollen. Actually, on my Saturday stream this past weekend, I got to play with old Corey Fouch's kids.
Really?
Yeah, I got to play with Isaac and Carson. They jumped in with me, and we played a few games. Had a fun time with it. He was all excited. He's like, "I've never played with a streamer before." I'm like,
"Oh, that's cool."
Like, I guess I'm a streamer. Not really that big of a deal, but
I don't know. That's cool though.
Like, well, you're in luck. But,
yeah.
But no, I had a fun time with those guys. But like, they've got to be like 8, 9, 10 years old, something like that. So like super high energy, like ridiculous kind of energy. But no, it was still a fun time.
Watch it be like Chris's brother that was like 34 years old. No, seriously, Chris, or did I say Chris? Craig. No, my goodness. Corey,
there you go.
Jeez.
I want to say Russ.
I want to say
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Jillian. Corey. What ages are your kids? Because you said 8, 9, 10. Right, Mark?
Yeah, I didn't ask what exactly their ages were.
Right. Okay. Have they played Fortnite before?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they play with him all the time. They play with Corey. So yeah, Isaac just kind of hopped in because he jumped into my chat and was talking in chat, and then he's like, "Can I play?" And then he ended up friending me and jumping in. So Tim and I played with him and his other brother Carson for a little while, which they were super happy about.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, just doing any sort of extra little quests that they've got in the game, because they always drop some little morsels of things. Like, even though I've pretty much completed the main battle pass, they've got some extra things that you can still go for. And it's awesome because they unvault different weapons, like weapons that because they have such a vast array of weapons.
Yeah.
That they're constantly pulling old ones in from the past, bringing them back in the game, taking old other ones out. So it always keeps the game fresh that way. But yeah, still having a great time with that. But that's been pretty much it for me on the gaming front, is just back and forth between Hogwarts Legacy and Fortnite. So obviously I've got other games coming up, like Jedi Survivor, and there's that Justice League game that's coming out. Not the Suicide Squad one, but there's like another like
the kid cartoon version one.
Yeah, I actually kind of want to play that.
Same. Same.
But we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much where I've been at on the IFL front. And yeah, my life has been boring. My real life's been so boring. It's just the same old. Yeah,
I love a good boring life though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that. Sometimes it gets really hectic, and having nothing to do. It's like this past Saturday, I'm like, hey Mel, what do we got going on today? She was like, nothing.
A lot of nothing.
Let's keep it that way.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll watch movies every so often, but it's not something where I'm constantly looking for a movie to watch. So usually, like I said, I'm a YouTube fiend. So we've got our regular YouTubers that we watch and different channels and stuff like that. That's our cable basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is pretty much it for the IRL side of things for me.
All right.
Well,
do we
so
have any joiners?
We do.
That chimed in.
We sure do.
Yeah.
We asked you guys, of course, the dear joiners, what's going on in your life. So let me go ahead and bring that on up. First off, we got Bernabe El Ronches Butters. Says, life is going. He's back at work. Not as sad as I was last week, but it still hurts. Yeah, unfortunately, his cat had to put their cat to sleep.
That is a horrible thing.
Yeah.
I'm always sorry to hear that, man, because pets are just, like you guys know, like they're just a member of your family. They're really not even just a pet or anything,
Every time somebody mentions a pet that passes away or they've had to put to sleep or whatever, I always think about because Cisco's 9, he's got a few more
some
years.
Yeah.
He's got a few more years.
And to be fair, he might only be like he's probably not even halfway. I feel like those little dogs, they can
last
hit about 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, they live a lot longer, I feel like.
Yeah, he's still got plenty of spry left in him, but
yeah.
But it would hurt. It'll hurt when he goes, but
is there a reason why you named him Cisco other than the thong song?
That is not the same Cisco. Not at all.
No, I know we've had this conversation before. I know it's not the reason.
That's
what I think of every time.
That's Marc's music. He's the music man, but I don't know if that's the music he listens
His
to.
dog's name is Cisco.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I know we've had this conversation before. I can't remember if it was just a name you guys picked or what it was.
Yeah, so there's a character from The Flash. His name is Cisco Ramon. He's a superhero called Vibe. That's what we named him after.
I got you.
But yeah. So yeah, Bernabe is back at work. Not as sad as he was last week, but it still hurts. In good overall updates, my mom does not need more intravenous chemo, which is awesome. We'll do with the pills and injections for now. It worries me that the spine fluid is literally leaking out of the bone. Yeah, that's pretty awful. But she is in no condition for an operation. So rest, and more rest is what she needs. Silver linings. Well, we appreciate the update from you. Keep us posted about your mom, Bernabe.
For sure.
Definitely want to know what's going on. Blackest SD says his IRL side of things. Life has been just work. My boys. My boys are out of school currently for track out. I have no idea what that is. Like track, like running track.
I would have ran track if I had a school for it.
Hey, if you ran
my life would have went on a whole different trajectory if that was the
case. Says my boys are out of school currently for track out, so they're hanging out with mom during the day, probably playing way too many video games. Daughter is doing well in preschool and will be starting kindergarten at the end of the year, so they'll all be going to the same school pretty soon.
Oh, big time.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Currently looking into moving to a different house closer to our church community. Still up in the air, but we're not rushing it. Dude, yeah. I really would love to live closer to my
You
church.
would. Yes, you would. Yeah, for sure.
Your church is like in Cincinnati, isn't it?
Yeah. It feels like it sometimes.
It takes a flight every Wednesday.
Yep.
That's good that they don't have to rush on the house, by the way, because that's so stressful.
Yeah.
If you would have to rush, but if you got to take your time and you can sit back and choose, like that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Absolutely. On the IFL front, I finished up playing Hi-Fi Rush. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Played some Destiny 2 to prep for the Lightfall expansion at the end of the month.
Oh, yeah, that's
excited for that. Currently still working through God of War and still loving it, but man, I forget these controls every time I boot it up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It uses every single button.
Yep. Kratos just gets kicked around until I figure out what the heck to do. Waiting for Atomic Heart to hit Game Pass to start that next. When does that come out?
Oh, I think they came out today.
Did it?
Today is recording of Tuesday,
What's
February
Atomic
21st.
Heart?
It's a Game Pass game. It's like BioShock.
Yeah,
I think it's
FPS
from the
BioShock.
creators from BioShock or something like that.
I don't remember.
It feels that's what from what I hear that they do. There's a lot of comparisons to BioShock.
Yeah.
First person kind of thing. I hear it's a beautiful game. Graphics are great. There's some other things about like disappointments in it, but it was all over the place. Some people were giving it 9s, some people were giving it 5s as far as like video game websites and things like that. So it's all over the place. So it's really doesn't. I mean, you could play it, you could actually absolutely love it. So who knows?
Yeah.
Free Game Pass game. Might as well try it out.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Best deal in gaming.
It's the only reason I ended up trying out Minecraft.
Yeah.
True story. Yeah. So, you done messed up. AA run. IRL, not much going on. Work as per usual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ifl ran credits on. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher this name. It's a name of a game. Atelier Riza. That sounds to me like JRPG.
Like you nailed it.
Yeah.
I probably butchered that, so my bad.
This is our show. We determine how it's said.
Yes.
Atelier, Riza, or Riza.
Tomato.
I'll also have the fettuccine on the side.
He says he restarted Final Fantasy VII Remake in an effort to actually finish it before the second part comes out at the end of this year? ? Also bought and started Hogwarts Legacy. Nice.
Yes.
Only done 2 to 3 hours, but I'm blown away so far by the care given to the world. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's where it's at in video games, man. When they put that extra care into it, though, it makes so much of a difference.
Yep. Absolutely. And then we've got Mr. Corey Smith, aka Corey Fouch. Says nothing new IRL, just work and family time. Pretty simple, which is good with me.
Mm-hmm.
On the IFL side of things, just been playing Warframe and Fortnite here and there. Getting ready to give No Man's Sky a go this weekend.
Really?
Okay.
Oh man, I put so many hours into that game, and it's one also Ronnie. It's one of those games where there's really no point to the game. It's all about exploring space and
that's the good stuff.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'll probably end up checking it out.
You should. It's from when I played it years ago to what it is now. It's a totally different game. They have building mechanics where you can go to a planet and build, your home base kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so just like gathering resources, being able to trade, barter, buy, and farm resources from all different types of planets, come across all different types of species. Yeah, it's a totally different game. I tried to play it. I'm like, you done messed up. Ron says, was it him who couldn't figure out the God of War controls?
Oh no, that was
who was that?
That was Blackus.
Oh, Blackus, yeah. So that's the way it was. I tried to jump back into No Man's Sky so I can get the platinum. I had like 4 more trophies, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't remember the controls. It was one of those games you have to continue to play, otherwise you'll forget them.
Goodness. And he also mentions, he's giving No Man's Sky a go this weekend, and we'll see if that'll help fill the time until Diablo and Starfield later this year.
Ooh, what 2 games looking forward to.
Nice. Well, joiners, thank you so much for sending those in to us. So how about the rest of you, dear joiners? If you want to share what's new in your neck of the woods, then let's do some quick housekeeping where we offer you towels, fluff pillows, topped with Andy's candies, and tip you off to how you can connect with the GMGU, whether that be on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can share what's new with you. If you'd rather connect visually and spectatorily, there's YouTube and Twitch, where I am currently streaming Fortnite, and I will also be in a couple weeks on March 4th. I will start my playthrough once again of Breath of the Wild. Ooh. In anticipation for Tears of the Kingdom coming out in a couple months.
There you go.
So definitely check us out. Also, you can check out Mr. Tim Pollen. He doesn't really have a very super consistent schedule, but
he's there.
Turn those updates on, those notifications when he goes live.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've got a plethora of other joiners who stream, so please find their links in the Discord and check them out. And so finally, on our Patreon and our merch page, you can support and gear up with us. So click that one link to rule them all, either in the show notes, or you can type it out real quick. Linktree.com/the GMG pod. Of course, if you can't toss attention to or a coin to your podcasters, but are still the giving type, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Spotify. Helps us reach new joiners through stars, exclamation marks, and your feedback. So let your voice be heard. Literally, if you prefer, at 929 GMG guys.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of which, don't we have a voicemail?
Oh my gosh, I forgot
we do have a voicemail.
Normally we ignore all of them.
Well, it's from Lucas,
that would have
I
been
believe.
awesome if we ignored it again.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
So Lucas had I was funny because I was getting a call from a Clarksburg, Virginia, and I was like, who's calling me from Clarksburg, Virginia? Just like any normal person, they just let it go to voicemail because most of the time it is spam. But afterwards, Lucas had sent us a message. He's like, hey, I left you a voicemail. I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't answer it. Otherwise, I would have ruined it. So I don't even know how long it is. I don't even know if it's any good. Lucas, we're going to have to figure that out.
Okay, so I think I've got it.
Got it?
Yep, it's going to come right.
This is what happens when we're not prepared.
Yep.
Lucas.
This is what happens when Lucas isn't here.
Exactly.
Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this, an update from Lucas and Jamie. We are in Florianopolis, Brazil, hanging out at the beach, cruising the waves, bodyboarding, eating acai, eating shrimp,
Eating popcorn.
getting
You think they're eating shrimp right out of the water?
What else?
Yep.
Hanging out with
Fresh.
family, Mindy and Natasha and our friend Cammie. Were you going to say something?
Annie.
Well, yeah,
Jamie.
we already said you, buddy.
Second introduction.
Talking about. Yeah, so on vacation this week, not really much else to say other than hope you guys are doing well and hope that Marc's not a carcass and Ronnie's not a Ronald. And
I hope Ronnie is doing well with his baby coming.
yeah,
Oh,
we hope his pregnant
nice.
wife's not sick anymore. Feeling
That's
better in that
That's
second
awesome.
trimester. And yeah, look forward to listening to your Ant-Man spoiler cast here in some weeks or months, depending on when I get to watch it. And yeah, so still been working, playing. I did play Vampire Survivors, and it was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun with it.
Ooh.
And what else? Marvel Snap
Marvel Snap.
every day.
Marvel
Happen.
Snap.
And
course.
we're watching Black Widow tonight.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
There
watching
you
Black
go.
Widow because
Okay.
that's where we are in the family list of Marvel movies. And I think that's it. So we're going to stop there. Or maybe we'll keep going. I don't know how long this message lets us go. So maybe we'll just keep going until it cuts it off. Does that sound good? Is that the sound when it cuts us off?
Screams.
Bye.
Bye. All your little kisses to them? They love that. Okay, bye.
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 That's the energy I'm talking about.
That is
That's
definitely
awesome.
the energy.
That's
you're
awesome.
talking
He's like that all the time.
about. That's fantastic.
Goodness.
That's good to hear from him.
Yeah.
From the
Absolutely.
grave.
Yep. From the great beyond.
From the great beyond.
Alrighty then. So Ronnie and Patrick and the spirit, whom we just heard from, the spirit of Lucas Ham Swisher, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.